Hello and welcome back. Today we're back with the smaller setup I've got here in this hunting blind tiny house I'm building that we're going to put back in the North Basswood. And I kind of wanted to show you guys today. I've actually got it all set up. Before I just showed you the components, today I've actually got it hooked up. You can see the Victron controller here is in bulk mode, so it's bulk charging that battery right now. And you can see here I've got the inverter turned on. It's all hooked up to the battery here, so I've got these two wires going to the battery, which are right here. These two wires here go up to the battery to charge the battery, and then I've got these two wires here going to the inverter. And so that's coming from the battery to the inverter. That's really all it is to set this up. And then I've got solar, or PV they call it. I've got PV going from the inverter, from these lines here. I've got them going out here to a disconnect box that I've got turned on. And then that disconnect box is going to those small solar panels that I got. So that's the two small solar panels right there. They're each 100 watts each is what they're rated at. They're facing about south-southwest right now. And I think I'm getting around 125 watts right now out of it. I'll show you guys here on the phone. It connects to the Victron app through Bluetooth. And so you can see here it's connecting to it. So it's getting 126 watts of power right now. The voltage coming out of those is around 28, 29. It's got 4.2 amps coming to it. And then it's pushing 14.7 volts back into this battery. So it's doing that in bulk mode. It says right there, it says bulk, right? So it's doing a bulk charge to this to charge this up. Once it gets bulk charged all the way up, then it'll go into a float mode, right? It'll just kind of put a float on it to try and keep it charged. So that's the system, how it's going. And I've got this inverter hooked up to it, this 2,000 watt inverter. I've got this heat gun here, which will push out 1,600 watts. You can see there, I'm going to turn it all the way on. Definitely pushing out heat. Definitely runs it with no problem. Doesn't really bog down or anything, so definitely will push out, close to 2,000 watts. I'm sure I could put more onto it and overload it as well, but I'm not going to try and do that. But it easily is pushing out that 1,600 watts to run that heat gun. So this 2,000 watt inverter is plenty enough to handle that. Should be plenty enough to handle anything else I put in this tiny house out there, I think. So this is kind of the setup I'm looking at. I'm going to use this solar charger. I'm going to use that battery and this inverter and start out with these solar panels out here and see if this will be enough to get me enough power out. I really don't know if these solar panels are going to be enough. Probably going to need more than that. Maybe I'll pick up two more. I bought these all as one big package deal from a guy online, so I paid pretty cheap to get what I got here. I may end up buying two more solar panels. They won't quite match it up, but I'll figure out how I'm going to hook that up later, I guess, to make sure it all works together. But that's the setup. It's all hooked up. It's all running. I'm excited about that. So it looks like this system's going to work out pretty well. I'm pretty happy about that. If you want to see the other video I did about this setup, I'll put a link to it here, and you guys can go see when I just talk about where I bought this online and kind of how I priced it all out. So if you want to see the prices for this stuff, I'll also put links to this stuff down below in the bottom of the video as well. So this is another setup that I'll do that's similar to the all-in-one system I'm going to put in the other tiny house. So with that, I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like this video, give me some comments, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We will see you guys on the next one.